Alright, welcome to the next episode. Just a couple of small things that I did. I changed around my soul cores. As you can see, I have the Mezuki Summon, and I have the Life Seal Talisman and the Power Up Talisman. Power Up is simple, it's just going to give me attack up for a duration. Life Seal is a debuff that I apply to an enemy that will... I don't remember if it stops their key regen or just slows it down a lot. But that's really useful for fighting like strong enemies and bosses especially. So that's what I've done, as opposed to like the just very useless stuff I had before. So now with that being done, we're going to just head right on in. Oh, I did one other thing. I leveled up and I put a point into strength, I believe it was. Okay, so we're going to head right in and we are going to see how our frames are looking. This is the big test. Okay, not bad. We've got the Bodhisattva statues. These were just shrines. I think they're just fully functional shrines, yeah. I'm not sure why there's statues in here instead of just shrines. In fact, let me take a moment and look in my Amrita memories here. No, the encyclopedia doesn't talk about it. I'm sure there's an explanation. I am curious. But not that curious to dig for it on stream, you know. Okie dokie. Gaki over there. I think I'm safe just dropping down. Oh, hey, a new Crimson General piece. Very good. Let's put that on. Sweet. Okay, I was having some hitching there after I dropped out of the menu. There we go. So while I was browsing the stats when I leveled up, I noticed a skill, I believe it was, increases arts proficiency damage. And that seems like a really useful thing to be able to do. Obviously, you know, I'm sure the difference is minuscule at this point in the game. But that could be a really interesting thing to, like, specialize into late game, you know, with a... I don't know what the level cap's going to be for new game. I'm going to assume it's going to be like 150 or something like that. In fact, I'm not quite sure what... Sorry, when Nekomon is talking, it's hard for me to keep my thoughts straight. I'm not sure what the new game plus situation is looking like in this game. Now, generally speaking, in like Team Ninja games, you're gonna have several new game pluses, each one more difficult than the last. Although recently, like with Stranger of Paradise and with hello, what are you? Stranger of Paradise and also Rise of Ronin, they're a little more lax with it. Like, you have your choice of several difficulties to start with, and then you get like one or two afterwards. Whereas in Nioh, it'd be like you play through a set new game, and then you play a set new game plus, and then a set new game plus plus, and then a plus 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 plus. You know, that's how it goes. What was I just looking at? I got a skill point. That's what it was. All right, I got 2, as a matter of fact. That's very cool. What can we do with that? Oh, I never got this. Sweet. And then we have... what is Swallow's Wing? Whee! Alright, that seems handy to have a low stance disengage. Let's go ahead and do that. Wait, let me just make sure. Yeah, I can't do these yet until I get Way of the Warrior Novice. It would be quite funny if all this time I would have had access to... Okay, I'm going to need to change that. Low stance Odachi, strong after quick. Low stance, strong after quick. Swallow's Wing is what we wanted. Sweet. And then what was the other thing I got? It was quick after strong and low stance, I believe. That's really cool. I like that. Oh yeah, that looks great. Yowza. Upscaling and its consequences. Messed up my block. That was almost a clean fight. Crimson General Gauntlets. How are we looking on gauntlets? We have those. So yeah, that's nothing I want. I'd like a source of trickle healing. Like, not too much, just something that can, like, over time provide me with, like, 10-20% HP. Just so I can shrug off, like, these small hits that I take every so often without having to either sit on the health loss or use an elixir. Okay, nothing else to do over here, I don't think. Ladder up there. Just gonna be a shortcut, I imagine. I think that's the way forward, so I'm gonna check this out first. Agaki. Agaki is defeated. We've got something going on over there. Let's go this way first. I think it's so funny. What does the parry do? Quite a bit of posture damage, it seems. Now, of course, this is a Agaki, so not the best metric for how strong posture damage is going to be, but I was curious if it was going to just be pointless and redundant with the samurai. And, you know, I guess skills like that are nice for people who just want to exclusively play one stance or the other. So that way, you know, you're not just completely locked into doing perfect dodges. You can gain access to some perfect blocks in Ninja if you are so inclined to use them. So I think that's good. I do think, I was talking with a buddy yesterday. Oh, my frames. Okay, so as I was saying, I was talking with a buddy yesterday, and in my opinion, oh no, I forgot they did this. I did no damage. We're fine. Sweet. About how I think that Ninja Stance is quite possibly... Let me turn the game volume down too. This music is kind of blaring. There we go. So I think Ninja Stance is an excellent innovation that the game has done, right? Like, I have had multiple friends I've tried to get into the Nioh series because I love it so much. And it's like, the game's kind of impenetrable a little bit, the older ones. And, you know, they'd play it for a little bit, and they'd be like, it's not for me. You know, there's too much going on. They just, you know, didn't want to put in the minimum required effort to be, you know, comfortable with Nioh. And I mean, I get it. I've had several games that put me off like that, too, where it's like, I just don't really feel like the juice is worth the squeeze. And so this game has kind of shaken that up a little bit, right? Because the Ninja Stance... Huh? Why did he blow up that Gaki? The Ninja Stance is like the perfect in for an action game fan to explore Nioh, right? Because they're familiar with dodging through stuff. They're familiar with, you know, not having to deal with stances. That's a weird way to put it. They're not familiar with having to deal with stances, so they don't want to. I'm getting completely farmed by this guy while I'm trying to talk. And so the fact that you have the ability... He whiffed. The fact that you have the ability to, you know, play the whole game in Ninja if you want to, and then that'll kind of like work with your preconceived familiarities with action games like this. And then if you really want to sink your teeth into the stuff that makes Nioh like unique and special, you have the option to swap to Samurai and try that out. You have the stances, the depth there. You have 3 stances worth of martial arts. You have more in-depth key management with the key pulses. You have the deflect. And then, you know, once you're comfortable with that, then the real fun happens where you are toggling adeptly between both. And so, you know, that's what I really appreciate about what they've done in Nioh 3 is like, it really does have the depth that a veteran Nioh enjoyer would appreciate, while also having an accessibility that the other Nioh games were sorely lacking. And that accessibility was something that was present in other Team Ninja games like Wolong and Stranger of Paradise, right? Like they were very, very much more accessible for a new player. And also, speaking of, the first playthrough in this game is definitely easier than the first playthrough of Nioh 1 and Nioh 2, right? It was mostly because it was way easier to die in both of those games, especially Nioh 1, where you get grabbed in Nioh 1, you're dead. You get grabbed in this game, depending on your armor, you lose like a quarter or a third of your life. Not a big deal. Some people have a problem with that, right? I've seen opinions expressed that they don't appreciate how grabs aren't instant death and how, things are easier. But once again, I think that's a good thing, right? Because these are games that are meant to be played over New Game Plus. Uh-oh. What's this gonna do to me? It has put 2 debuffs on me. Now, one of those debuffs might just be the Crucible HP loss. No, because it's... HP loss is gone and I still have the debuff. I wonder what that is. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, these are meant to be played over New Game Plus cycles, right? So I'm not going to judge a Nioh game or a Team Ninja game based on how New Game 1 feels. I'm interested in how it scales up. What's it going to be when I get to the maximum New Game Plus? That's what I want to know, right? And I don't care if it's easier, necessarily, right? The games can be easier and better, because that's exactly what happened with Nioh 2. It was easier, for the most part, than Nioh 1 was. I think most players would agree with this, right? Like, outside of the crazy cheese you could do in Nioh 1, Nioh 2 was absolutely easier. And it was easier because it was more mechanically interesting. The player had more interesting decisions to make and more interesting tools at their disposal. And also, the game just wasn't balanced around one shot or get one shot, right? Like, it's possible to be easier and also better. And so that's what I'm optimistic for with this game. And I know some people don't necessarily feel the same, but I appreciate the efforts they've gone to increase the accessibility of this game. Like, it's such a bummer. Like, you can't make people play stuff. And even if you could, that wouldn't work. Because your experience with something you're made to play is not going to be the same as your experience with something you chose to play. But being able to more comfortably recommend to people, like, oh, you like Dark Souls, you should try out Nioh 3, and like, or you like Elden Ring, you should try out Nioh 3, and like, have that actually be something reasonable, and not like, oh yeah, you should try Nioh 2, just bear in mind, this and this and this, you got a key pulse, you got a stamina management's even more important, you'll die if you get grabbed, you'll die if you run out of stamina, and this game, there's not really any caveats. You're just like, yeah, try Nioh 3. It's a little different, but you'll have fun. And like, that's it. They can figure it out as they go. It's not that hard. I appreciate that. I think that's great. Thank you, Team Ninja. Why am I playing so bad? Excuse my play today. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to get killed by a skeleton warrior. Don't mind me. I need to stop yapping. I don't know how streamers do it, man. Where they're just able to talk nonstop an entire stream and not play terrible. Like, I feel like I'm putting a huge debuff on myself every time I start speaking. Like a 75% of your skill disappears instantly. Is he gonna blow up? He sure is. Nice try, Buster. Yeah, so interesting thing with these Crucible... Oh, hello. With these Crucibles is like, I don't know if I mentioned this before or if I left the tooltip up long enough for anybody to read it. But like, these work the same way as like those smaller ones, the lesser Crucibles, where if you get hit, you take permanent health damage, and then you recover that permanent health damage by attacking stuff and through other means as well, like using elixirs. I think that's a neat mechanic. I think it would be more neat. Well, I say it would be more neat. It will be more neat later when there more ways of like trickle healing become available. Because right now, the max health penalty doesn't feel too meaningful, because like one attack string and you've got all your health back. Or at least with the stuff I'm using, that's the case. So, it feels like a pretty superficial punishment. But, stuff like that is a mechanic I see employed because they don't want you to just face tank all day, trade hits all day, and just brute force it with elixirs. And I think that's probably the idea, right? Like, if they've got someone like what I've done, where they full cleared the world as much as they could before coming into the Crucible, they've got a lot of Jizo points, they've got a lot of Kodama points, hello. They've got a lot of elixirs in the bank. It's like a way to prevent them from just brute. I was out of key, that's why I couldn't dodge. Yeah, I'm just playing very poorly. Oh, that's not good. Let me just come over here real quick. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, a way to prevent you from just brute forcing, like, oh, you know, who cares if I take damage? I have a Gorbillion elixirs, and I have the Kodama thing that gets me more elixirs on demand, you know, stuff like that. So I get, oh my goodness, am I ever going to stop getting grabbed? It's like I'm playing against a Zangief. These don't cost stamina. Let's throw these. Worst Nioh 3 player in the universe right here on your screen. Live on Saturday night, or whatever night I'm uploading this. What did I just get? I got Severing Blade. That's just a exclamation point. Did I get a lock? My brain is everywhere right now. I'm struggling to keep it together. Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, I don't know how streamers do it. Like, always having something interesting to say, and not just playing like terrible. It's tough. Boop, boop, bah. Ooh, yeah. Styling. Okie dokie. May as well heal up one more time. Little urn here. In Ipon Datara, they have returned. That's new. Uh-oh. My key management is abysmal as usual. What am I doing? Crimson General's Cuirass. I believe that's one I was waiting for. It sure was. Where is it? There it is. So how are we looking? At last, I've gotten the enhanced attack and defense for Odachi. And then I could also, if I find one more Crimson General piece, the only other one I would find would be the Odachi. And I do have one. How much worse is it? What the? Well, question 1, how much worse is it? And question 2, oh, it's very, very slightly worse. Now, the other one's going to get better over time. Is it worth getting 12% melee damage unscathed? I think so. So let's go ahead and get unscathed. So now I just have 12% melee damage. And there's a Bodhisattva right here, so I didn't need to drink that elixir. Silly me. Infernal Onibi. Okay, Fire Talisman, so now I have a weapon elemental buff. This is interesting because I also have the on parry apply elemental weakness to enemies. So I may consider putting that on in place of one of my other talismans. Or possibly, what is this? Reduce the status ailment build up after you deflect. That seems pointless. Key pulse by dodging, that seems less pointless. Very good. Okay, so how much magic do I need for my third Guardian Spirit? No, incorrect. Soul Core I meant. Onmyo. I need to have 10, so only 3 more levels? That's not bad. Let's do that. Wait, hold on. It was magic, right? Oh my goodness. Soul Cores. It is. Okay, very good. Level up magic, and that will... Oh, I respect again. Dang it. Can I just go back? I can. Okay, thank goodness. The one for Spirit Spells is R3. Ah, I don't have enough to level up, so I'm just going to do the one level now. Do more later. So in here, I have the Life Seal and the Power. I'm going to replace the Life Seal with the Onibi. Very good. And I need to actually, like, use it. is going to be the thing, because I haven't been using my talisman so far. And there's no reason not to. I see a Gaki, and no other enemy. Okay, I no longer see a Gaki. Now, seeing that power pill, I could what the? You little punk. I could potentially use power pills instead of the power talisman, and that way I could keep my life seal, but, like, I don't really care that much. You thought. I didn't get grabbed that time. I might learn after getting hit by the same move, what, 4 times? Yeah, hit me thrice, shame on you. Hit me 4 times, shame on me. What would the equivalent of thrice for 4 be? Quatrice? That sounds not correct. Alright, let's buff up. Power Talisman. Fire Talisman. Get up in there. Toss a Mezuki at him for good luck. I can't see anything. Oh dear heavens. Don't want to die. Just take it nice and easy. Cool. Okay, I see an Iron Tonfa level 11, but I think that's the level I'm already using. So nothing too valuable there. Air Greaves, I believe, is what I'm wearing, so that would be an upgrade for my ninja. Hello, Gaki. Gaki's dead. Anything back here? I see a ledge there I could jump to. I see... Okay, I see a fella. There's a fella running amok over there. And since he's a strong one, let's go ahead and toss a Mezuki at him. I can't see anything. He's down. We've got the Jailer Oni Soul Core. Yoink. How did I get burned? Oh! What did I do? I genuinely did not realize I had stepped into the lava there. I don't... Maybe my foot was more far forward than I thought. Got a chest of treasure here. Ninja chest, ninja capacity, very good. Here's the door back to where I was. And I don't know if my big friend here is going to respawn if I was to hit that Bodhisattva statue, so I'm going to hold off on that for now until I feel comfortable having explored all this area. Definitely looking forward to getting like a divination talisman or equivalent thereof, so that I can, you know, see if there's any little bits that I've missed. Aha! Little bits that I missed. Can't go up there. I can't go up here. Is that something? What's going on down here? Maybe not. Burrow. I'm hearing a shimmery sound effect. Wonder what that is. I guess we're about to find out. Down I go. That did 0 damage. Sweet. Okay, we're clear. Is the sound effect just those enemies? Is that all it was? Seems like that's the case. I can't tell if I've been here or not. I'm having a little bit of blindness in this Crucible because these areas are vaguely similar to each other. I don't recall getting up on a skull, but whoa. No, wait, I have been here before. Okay. And I'm getting hit by everything. I don't believe I dropped any ladders, so I might just have to go the long way around to get back to where I was, yeah. It would appear as though the mid-air dodges do not go anywhere after a double jump these days. Uh-oh. Hello. Goodbye. Okay. Let's go ahead and hit this Bodhisattva. This is a fire stop. I had that already. I don't care about those. Okay, magic. I'm trying to get this to 10. Am I able to get this to 10? Not yet. Might as well kill these Gaki. Gaki's dead. The little red guys that were here didn't respawn. Huh. Oh, yes they did. Maybe? He is dead. The big guy did not respawn with the neck, which, fair enough. Don't run in straight into the lava. That's ill-advised. Not good for health. Whoops. Empty. Any other goodies in here? The map isn't very useful in here. Oh, I dodged at the wrong timing. Yowza. Oh, I thought it would be really cool to like anti-air him. I almost died trying to be cool. Better to die looking cool than to live dripless or something. I think that's what they say. Huh? 4 shuriken. What are they feeding the bees in here? Okay. We won't worry about going that way. Let's go ahead and pop another elixir just so we're at full HP. And the Bodhisattva said right here. I have like a second sense. I have like a 6th sense to pop my elixirs immediately prior to reaching a Bodhisattva statue, it would seem. It's almost like I have ESPN or something. Oh, good grief. How about y'all deal with this? Sweet. Oh yeah, the low stance heavy is perfect for situations like this. I forgot. Okie dokie. Nothing to do over there. Come this way, get on this rooftop, see what we can do here. I can get down to that shiny. If I did get down to that shiny, would I be able to get back up here? I'm not sure. So let's explore over here first. Some goodies. Down here, get the shiny. Take out the bee. If you can hit the dang shuriken, good grief. Oh, I almost got outplayed. Sweet. Got my soul core. Let's do some platforming. Easy. Got some ninja locks. And we're getting to the point where I really... Coming up soon is going to be like the last little bit plus the boss room. This is where I would expect the frame drops to get really bad, if they get bad. Is there a ladder around here? Oh no, this just goes straight to it. Never mind. Is this not the same courtyard as before? It's not. Yeah, the area blindness is getting me pretty bad here. Hello. Nice try, dude. Well, getting hit from afar by rapscallions and their projectiles. The tale is old as time, truly. Get the soul core, don't get hit by the projectile. Come up here. You're dead. No more projectiles for you, my friend. That's a really strong sword. Oh hey, a new Crimson General Cuirass. Let's put it on. A very similarly, it's a very similar helmet here. Let's see if it's any better with the affixes to offset the fire damage reduction versus fire resistance. What the heck's the difference here? Oh, this is specifically the Scorched element, I see. Spirit Force bonus when the enemy is Scorched versus damage taken when critical. Okay, I like the one that I'm wearing better. Whee! Alright, whatever this is, let's go take it out. He's gonna get up with a grab. Not falling for that. Alrighty. Got ourselves a shortcut to what exactly? Oh, the Bodhisattva that's up there. I see. Now I can come back up here, grab this shiny real quick. Go this way, and now Yes, we're back in Prague. Progressing. Silly me. Goodbye, my friend. Good grief. Just shuriken you down. Not stand a chance. I remember him being a little more potent from the days of the demo. Another Crimson General's Cuirass. This one's blue, so it might have an... I heard an enemy. Uh-huh. You thought. Let me show you how a real marksman does it. Did I miss the headshot? I did. Oh my god. I'm not a real marksman. Okay, so I got a new cuirass, I believe it was. And it is weaker than what I'm wearing currently. But only a little bit. I don't think I want to use that. Okie dokie. There's a new Bodhisattva statue. Let's go ahead and use it. We're getting close to the end here. Oh, that wasn't a Bodhisattva statue, it was just one of these lanterns. Trolled. I got hit out of my guardian spirit. I didn't know that could happen. Okay, they're all dead. I think. I thought that one tried to stand back up. Tried to pull a funny on me. There's a new cuirass and it's level 14. That one is better. Water resistance, key consumption jump. These affixes are awful. I think I'll just keep what I'm using. Being fire resistance and all, it's genuinely relevant to the content at hand. Something tells me water resistance isn't very useful in here. Call me crazy, but nothing up here. Got a chest. Yeah, I've got some ninja upgrades. Don't feel too much in a rush to equip those. I haven't been using my ninjutsu. Silly me. Cudgel, Uchigatana, Kusarigama. Very cool. Getting a lot of neat blues. Another lantern. I see a Bodhisattva statue. I can't reach it though. I don't think. Oh, hi. Oh. Got locked in that animation longer than I thought. These guys are a little tanky, little beefy little fellows. You've got a chest for me, sweet. Supreme parry, that sounds pretty cool. Alright, let's take a look at that Bizen Odachi that I got. I think I could stand to not have the full set bonus if this one is meaningfully stronger than what I'm using currently. I don't think there's enough time to get the familiarity to get that stronger than what I'm using. I mean, that's completely vibes based, if I'm being honest. That's not based off of any scientific method. I'm just... It feels like it would need more familiarity than just a few more enemies left in this dungeon. Oh! Get out of the sky, my friend. Alright, Bodhisattva statue, and there's the boss. And I did see my frames drop in there a little bit. A little suspicious. What do we got? We got Fire Stop and more Fire Talismans for my weapon. I also have some skills here. Supreme Parry recovers life after a burst break. How much is 150? That is... well, it could be more, but that's still a decent chunk of my health bar. Probably something that's going to happen, like, what, twice in the boss fight? 3 times? Maybe more. So that's my third Guardian Spirit. Soul Core, good grief. I'll get this right eventually. So I got Fire, Power, and probably just want to do... I could do Fire Stop. I know the boss has fire attacks, but is there something better? I might just prefer the Life Seal. Yeah, let's just run Life Seal in here. And then we'll put Life Seal in this tab. And then I also want to... I always like to have Elixir in all of my item sets, so let's set that up real quick. Here we are. Elixir on top. There it is. And Sacred Water might not be a bad idea as well. Let's do that. I saw it at the bottom of the list here. Sweet. Alright, that's looking pretty good. And then to change my item sets, how do you do that? RB. There we go. Good. Alright, so I'm going to give this one shot. And then, regardless of how it goes, I'll end the stream there. And, you know, if I don't kill him now, then I'll just on the next stream, I'll continue attempting until I do. But we're just going to head right on in there. Actually, let's pre-buff first. Or not. Holding RB to change my item sets also opened the door. So, we're just doing it live. So, yeah, we want to be very mindful of how the frames look in this fight. They were the lowest that I got in the demo. So if it holds... I know I've dropped a little bit in this dungeon. 55-ish is the lowest I recall seeing. That may or may not be a deal breaker on this boss, so we'll see. Alright, let's go get him. What stance am I in? I don't remember. I guess I'll find out. Okay, so I want to do my buffs. Life Water, Life Seal on you. Wow, you chuck it to the side. That's so cool. Just getting hit by everything. Go ahead and power up. Wow, that was delayed. No idea when that's supposed to be coming out. Let's go ahead and bop him with another Mezuki. Oh, that was cool. Jakotsu Baba? More like Jakotsu bye-bye. Am I right or am I right? I missed. Jakotsu Baba? More like Jakotsu bye-bye. Am I right? Alright, sweet. And let's pop this. God, that's so cool. I love that effect. Alright, so with that being done, There's like a little extra stuff, but we're more or less caught up to where the demo ended up. So from here on out, everything's going to be new content for me. I'm really excited.
再びこうして会えるとは。ようやく見つけた。あなたは時を超え地獄を払う光。しかしこの巡り合いは封じられた元凶の復活をも示す。力を合わせて立ち向かわねば。どれほどの世を超え人の栄光を見守ってきたのか。私は仁愛の刃を振るい続けてきました。よみがえりし闇に折れかけた我が刃と心は長き因縁を断つ光。その剣を宿すあなたとの巡り合いで再び奮い立ちました。
戦はまだ終わっておらぬ。油断めさるな。城を襲ったあやかしは片付け申した。殿は
半蔵、大義、今戻ったぞ。
よくぞご無事で。
見事な働きよ、竹千代。お主も葵の門が似合いそうだな。話は長くなる。戻りながら話さぬか。竹千代、大義であったな。さて聞くがよい。遠海一帯を治める拠点、この浜松に向け北と東から脅威が迫っておってな。武田信玄が率いる大軍によって各地の我が軍は瞬く間に包囲された。信玄め、戦上手と聞いておったが、その上あやかしまで操るとは。味方は正気の見えぬ劣勢に追い込まれておる。されど武門なれば座して死を待つは末代までの名折れ。あの地獄を退けたお主という頼もしき仲間を得た今、乾坤一滴賭けに出ねばなるまい。わしは先に天守に向かい戦略を練る。お主には直虎殿から話があるようだ。聞くとよい。
Alright, Enko. And Gelsprint at last. Gelsprint is the afterburners when you're running around in the overworld. And I've got new stuff for Kusanagi, and I've got new Crucible Spike stuff. Okay, so let me find a shrine. There's one right there. I can't tell where right there is. Let's mark it. There we go.
時を超えあなたにでは行きましょうか。
Alright. Alright, let's follow her again.
地獄を呼ぶまがまがしき闇の輝き。
Chichiko.
それが極霊石を守護霊に宿した者は霊石を糧として不死になる。あなたが同じ輝きを見たのならきっとその者も時を超えて極霊石を放った者こそこの地帯の元凶、時の中に散らばった極霊石を打ち滅ぼせばその力をそげるはず。
Okay, nothing back there. Here's my shrine. I cannot use it. I'm being trolled. Oh, now I can use it. I accidentally talked to her instead of using the shrine. This is gonna teleport me to the lands between, or whatever they call this place. Quite the loading screen. Formidable. There we go. Alright. Searching the surroundings. Oh, it's making me walk. There's a shrine here. Okay. Huh? Where's the shrine? Hiya. I don't know where the shrine's supposed to be. Oh, but I see a shiny back there. Let's grab that. Nothing too special. Aha! Okay, so that's going to be it for this episode. So now, more or less, I'm caught up to where I left off in the demo. So yeah, just reiterating, everything from here on is going to be new. So when it's like, when we get to dialogue and cutscenes, I'm probably just going to try to not say anything and let them play out in full. Other than that, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.